Telephone number intelligence services provide information about carriers and the type of lines in order to make routing and provisioning more effective. As history has shown, carriers started out just using code ranges that were assigned to them, but as more products came out and portability began in the world, there was a need to have information about that telephone number in order to route it more correctly. So out of the 220 countries in the world, there are about 100 that do support number portability now. So there's a need to know which carrier is the owner of that telephone number at the time that either a message or a phone call occurs. And we came from that space. NetNumber provided an index starting 20 years ago on all the telephone numbers of the world. With that initial foundation of information, we've added other attributes of information in order to help businesses and enterprises and carriers more effectively use that data. So for instance, one of the things that happen is that bad actors will take over a phone number and then use that to get a one-time passcode onto someone's bank account or other financial transactions, or get access to their social media accounts. One of the things that we do to help that is we can identify if that has happened with data that we have, and so that when you get a request, either enterprise or bank or other financial institution, you can look at that, get information from us, and treat that person differently than you would normally if you didn't see that occur. So if you're not doing number portability, you're relying on raw information that's usually pretty old that will tell you, here's the owner of that number, send that message or phone call there. If you do that, and they're not the message, and it could be anywhere from 25 to 50% of the time, it'll get to the wrong place, they'll get it, they'll have to do a dip and find some information, or they'll just pass it on who they think it is. And what happens is you get a delay. You may not get delivered at all, but you still will get charged for that. So by finding the current owner of that number or where it needs to go for routing purposes, you're going to get it delivered the right time the first time, and then your customer's going to get the message and you're going to pay less. It's going to be faster and a better experience for the end user. As the world has exploded in the use of SMS, the carriers are looking for ways to cut down on the spam and give a better experience to their subscribers. One of the ways that we've helped do that is help in the United States in partnership with companies like TCR to provide attributes about telephone numbers that have good campaigns and been vetted so that it'll reduce the number of spam messages that come onto the networks in North America. One of the other things we've done just recently is we've added RCS attributes, so MNOs and other messaging providers could see if a phone number has RCS enablement on it, send the messages via RCS. The three pillars of what we do are provisioning, routing, and trust. So provisioning, identifying numbers that have specific use cases, routing, getting that to the right messaging location for voice and messaging, and lastly, trust, using attributes of information that we have about that telephone number in order to get a better experience and deliverability of the right messages to the right people at the right time. Well, I think what you're seeing is a transformational move from just standard having platforms to where things are more hosted. So you need expertise and skill in managing those platforms now, and redundancy and capabilities. And one of the things that we have is over 20 years experience managing all this, and also taking some of those disparate older technologies and bridging the gap to the newer ones. And we're very good at that, and we've been able to help customers with that, and then find other solutions that are faster and more effective, because even though you might be used to routing and protecting, a lot of different companies and enterprises have their nuances of how they want to do things, and we've been able to meet those challenges for them and help them.